ticket in and make her name it gay!
We were
Exile, eh?
hunted, persecuted, forced into
Look at these
hiding,
guys!
all because
It's like they're all having an orgasm at the same time.
Am I gay? Yes.
G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It is time for episode 3 of The Acolyte, the infamous episode 3 that we've been hearing all about over the course of this last week. Now I'm not going to ramble on, we're just going to get straight into this episode. If you are new here, you get to see my reactions as I go through the episode, and then you get to hear my review and my thoughts at the very end. Let's do this.
Master Torben.
Man, this show is a disaster. Even the recap's horrible.
We thought we were doing the right thing.
She wants to.
Oh man, I really want to know what he did and what these Jedi did for him to actually kill himself. That would be very interesting to me.
This is grief. Let it go.
It's so dumb. Here we go. Oh, straight into the flashback, 16 years earlier.
Let it go, May. Stop! Why do you always have to do things like that?
So she was already evil.
Why do you always run up? You're with me, I'm with you.
Oh my god. We're doing this whole thing again.
It isn't fair. I'm old enough to go outside the fortress walls.
The rules of your safety.
Why is he stalking them like that? It's creepy. Jedi creeping around.
My sweet girls must have sweet treats. Don't you think so, Coral?
Gay.
Am I gay? Yes.
Any sign of the visiting Jedi? None. Our scouts think they've moved their ship inland.
So the Jedi, the
Do this planet will be safe haven for our covenant.
danger.
It's not going to stay safe.
Oh, this
The
is
ship
gay.
away.
Am I gay? Yes.
You want to say something?
Oh, so this is where we get the thread stuff. Instead of the Force, it's a thread. Instead of it binding the galaxy together and flowing through everything and all of the stuff that we learned from Yoda, it's now this bullshit thread, like a tampon thread that you just pull. It's, yeah, dumb.
Am I gay? Yes.
Pull the thread. Change everything. It ties you to your destiny. It binds you to others.
Wow. What? A Dugan? What is this garbage?
Your enemies will not warn you before they attack. Get up.
Child abuse. Why is she holding her own wrist? So what, Osha's the misfit, is she?
But that's how we become witches.
Witches.
The thread tied you together before you were born.
Ah, the thread.
Tell her you love her.
This is so lame and gay. Oh my god.
Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!
Nothing about this has felt like Star Wars yet. Oh, they're pulling the thread. You know what this makes me think of? You know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of like those women that go out on the streets completely nude and just start screaming together. That's what this makes me think of. Oh my god. The strong, powerful leader. Yes.
Tonight we enact a
Yeah.
ceremony we have not before. Persecuted, forced into
Look at these
hiding,
guys.
all because
It's like they're all having an orgasm at the same time.
We were on the brink of extinction. And then
What?
we were blessed with a miracle. We were on the brink of extinction. We were on the brink of extinction. The gift of life.
Oh my god. They've got to be their two mothers. Lesbian witches.
Power of one. The power of two. The power of power of one. The power of two.
Oh my god!
The power of
Listen to the music! What the fuck is this? Power of two, the power of many. Oh my god. So Osha again, the misfit. Here are your 4 Jedi that she's trying to kill. God, that Wookiee looks stupid as shit.
I am Master Indara, and these are my colleagues, Sol, Kelnaka.
Colleagues, eh? Republic law states that people can't be trained outside of the Republic or outside of the
What is
Jedi.
your name?
They have no father.
Immaculate Conception. Aren't they too old for the Jedi to take them?
You cannot deny that Jedi have the right to test potential Padawans.
But they shouldn't even be a potential Padawan. They're too old. Okay, this is the thing. So we've got to automatically assume that the Jedi Order right now is still controlled and run by Master Yoda. Not much in this 85 to 100 year period between what we're seeing here, well, really, including the 16 years, it's basically 100 years, right? Since the Phantom Menace. And you're trying to tell me that the Jedi in that time has gone from what, trying to recruit and get what, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, when Anakin was way too old for the to become a Jedi, to be trained. This is so far, again, removed from Star Wars. Nothing so far that we've seen or that we've watched is Star Wars. It feels nothing like Star Wars. That whole orgasmic ritual that they were just doing seemed to just be lame and gay and retarded and stupid. The explanation that they give for the Force, I understand that they're trying to teach them that, well, what they're dealing with is the Force, because she says some people call it the Force, but it's more so the fact that they're twisting it into something that it's not, like completely different to what we know the Force to be. This is beyond a joke, and this is beyond weird. Like, I don't know what I'm watching right now. It's so strange. Osha wants to train to become a Jedi, wants to take the trials to become a Jedi. She doesn't want this ascension thing that the witches are trying to do to ascend her to be a witch. May got ascended by getting her scar, and Osha they interrupted while Osha was getting her ascension. And I'm so lost with this. It's so far removed from George Lucas Star Wars. These lesbian witches, Immaculate Conception. Again, I think that it's also removing from Anakin's Immaculate Conception. You know, what Plagueis was trying to do in the Plagueis novel with the midichlorians and stuff like that. After he finally, killed and revived Venemus, it got to a point where Venemus was just deteriorating because of the death and the revivals and all of this sort of thing, that Plagueis decided to reach out, right? Now, he thought that he failed and all of that sort of thing, but you could automatically assume that, he just didn't know that he actually did succeed in creating Anakin. It is a little up in the air. There's no confirmation of that. But again, this whole Immaculate Conception thing, it's really coming across as just Leslie Headland's, I don't know, therapy session. That's what this is. Because she had some falling out with her sister and all of this kind of shit. Probably because she's some stupid, retarded, woke lesbian. Also, too, I want to point out that despite what these Jedi did to these witches for May to go after them and try and kill each one of them, Torben was a Padawan at the time. He actually looks exactly the same age. The beard just looked like fake facial hair in that other thing. This is stupid. This is so dumb.
There are only 4 Jedi. Who would miss them?
Oh my God.
Osha
is a child.
She is old enough to know what she wants.
I did not bring the girls into this world so we could lose them to a bunch of deranged monks.
I find this conversation funny too, because it's like they're not children, you know. She's trying to say, this one here on the screen right now, she's trying to say they're only children, and they're like, she's old enough to know what she wants. It's kind of like with where we are right now in society today, you know, with allowing kids to transition and all of this kind of thing and make these quote unquote decisions that really their parents made for them.
It is mine, and I've made it.
Yes, because you're the adult.
I carried them.
I created them.
Aha! There you go. There's confirmation. Lesbian mothers. Why? Why, if they pass, the girls leave? Again, they're too old. They are far too old and indoctrinated by their witch coven. Attachments to their witch coven. Now, yes, we all know that based on what happened in the prequels, we now know that the attachment side of things, that the Jedi tried to withhold and make other Jedis withhold their emotions, their loving emotions, sympathy, all of those sorts of things, was wrong. But this, again, is before that revelation was made by Yoda in Revenge of the Sith. This is pathetic. This is actually so dishonorable to George Lucas' Star Wars. It's mind-blowing how bad this is. Oh, and no doubt Dave Filoni oversaw this shit and gave it his, tick of approval.
If we pass, they take us away.
Which is dumb.
The Jedi are bad. The Jedi are good.
This isn't about good or bad.
Oh, no, it's certainly not.
This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
This is so bad. It's worse than I could possibly have thought. May will show you how to lie. If she can understand this Wookiee, I'm going to fucking flip. That could have just been high. Oh, man, if she ends up having a conversation with him, no.
What are you doing?
I was just taking a blood sample.
To check your metachlorian count.
Did someone tell you to fail this test?
Your family.
They did. They asked her 2 questions. Think of something. There was like a rabbit on the screen and she says a ship, and then there's like a ship on the screen and she says a mountain, and then she fucking interrupts herself to say that's not what, because he says correct. That, oh my God, this is dumb as fuck. Painful. I want to become a Jedi like you.
Jedi testing.
What? Okay, all right. Why did he get from that seat, get up, walk over so that he could sit down on the step to have a conversation with her? Is that just so they could change the angle of the camera? Gets up, walks over, turns her.
I was younger than you are.
And then sits down.
And the Jedi.
I'm sorry, but like this is just like the fundamentals of what we're seeing in regards to the edits and the cuts, and they're trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do here with like a shot like that. I don't understand why he couldn't just sit on that couch. Was the human contact and interaction necessary for this bit of dialogue?
I want to be a Jedi.
We should continue the test.
Go back to your seat, Sol. So she would have passed. And I think based on what we know, she passed. Oh, May's angry now. So this is the other thing too, is like May's revenge plot and all of this kind of thing. It really comes down to the fact that this is what also doesn't make any sense to me, right? Is like, we have to sort of see what happens in this episode, but May wants to kill the Jedi because Osha decided, and she's telling her in front of her that she told the truth and she wants to be a Jedi and that's what she wants, right? They didn't mind trick her. They didn't do any of that stuff. And we've already heard from the rumors and everything going around that May's the one responsible for the death of her entire family. So we'll have to see that. We'll get there. We don't have much left of this episode. My God, this is bad, bad, bad. Real bad.
Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force. If you want to pull the
Wouldn't you call it an anonymous thread?
thread,
Oh, if you want to pull the thread,
pull it.
then pull it. My God, what the fuck does that even mean?
I'll never see.
She's already made the decision, not out of fear either. Out of what's in her heart and what she loves. This is so dumb. She's too old to begin the training.
It's not up to you. You can't stop me. Yes, I can. How? I'll kill you.
What? She says, I'll kill you, and then runs away with her diary. Oh my God, this is lame. So lame.
Hey,
So she'd rather kill her sister. She would rather kill her sister than let her go and be with the Jedi and become a Jedi, which is her wish and her ultimate goal and her love and what she wants to do. Even though that whole aspect of everything is ridiculous because they are way too old. My God, this is dumb. Man. Okay, I'd like to know how like that ignited like that. Look at the walls. Look at it's like made of rock. This is just as bad as the fire in space. How does rock burn? Metal and rock. Oh my God, this is so bad. And none of the witches have noticed this massive blaze of fire. Couldn't use the force to stop her from falling like May or Osha in this sense? How? 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 So when Soul said, I saw her die, that's how he saw her die.
Did a fire.
That made the mountain burn.
It destroyed everything. It killed.
Oh my God. Oh, it's still going. Jesus. And there's May. What the hell did I just see? What? I don't even know how to review this. I don't even know how to talk about this in the fact that it's actually Star Wars. Directed by Konganada? Konganada. Oh, by the way, I also want to point out that, like, I don't know whether or not this works as, like, padding or something, but, like, there's 5 minutes of credits, and then even at the end, they do credits in, like, a whole nother language. So, like, I don't know if that's designed to maybe try and pad out the time or something, you know, like that. I honestly don't even know what to say about this episode. It was horrible. It was laughable. It was gay and lame and put a chick in it. That's what this episode is. And it's so not Star Wars. It's so removed from actual Star Wars that, like, again, like I said, I don't even really know what to say about this episode. And that we destroy the Force in a way. They do talk about the whole no good, no evil. It's just who gets the power and who has the will to wield it, or I can't even remember. It's so, so it certainly seems like Osha is the misfit. And May's like the happy-go-lucky, you know, positive one and everything. All of this is May's fault. What did that Padawan, Torben, do in this episode that would make him want to kill himself? The only thing that I can think is in this flashback, we actually haven't seen what the Jedi did to cause this situation to happen. But this is the thing. They did the tests. The girls went back. Osha said that she wants to become a Jedi. They were going to discuss it. The Jedi wouldn't just attack. This is the thing. I have a feeling that later on we're going to find out that it was actually the Jedi that attacked to try and take the girls off them. Because maybe they knew that they were immaculate conception, conceived by the Force or something like that. I'm so beyond confused that's where I'm lacking to find the words to explain how bad this actually is. May's motivations in all of this. May's motivations to kill her sister. She would rather kill her sister than her live her life as a Jedi. What? Why? Is she so embroiled in the cult that is her coven that she just, no, I just can't have it. No, 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 no. And that turns her evil. It's beyond me. It's absolutely beyond me. They do their little, poetic fucking thing to each other. It's too dangerous to be out here. Apparently the Jedi, they know that the Jedi are there. These are the two mothers having their lesbian relationship, making it very obvious, by the way. We get the description of the Force and how that's a thread, and then we get the Yukin, moments, and she's fighting off these other two witches. Yukin! I don't know what this is supposed to be. They hold hands and they say, I love you to each other. They're getting their hair done while having another stupid conversation. Then we get the lesbian witches having a massive group orgasm. Look at these faces. Look at this fucking shit.
Persecuted, forced into hiding, all because some would consider our power dark.
Oh, some would consider our power dark. One of them gets anointed, that's May. Osha doesn't get anointed, she gets interrupted, or the anointment gets interrupted by the Jedi approaching. They threaten the Jedi by putting Torben under a curse or something. And that's where we saw that bit from the trailer where his eyes go black. And they tell them to leave. Osha wants to do the training or the testing. The mother that carried them doesn't want them to do it and refuses to allow them to do it. But they're all like, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. And the other mother, the main mother, you could say, was the one that conceived them. That's where we get that conversation. Then we get the old lady who tries to give them intelligence, which is just another piece of dialogue that is just absolutely garbage. They get told that they need to lie during the testing. I don't know whether or not she actually did understand the Wookiee. There's no real conversation. Like, she says hi. The Wookiee turns around, does a growl, which could just be hi back. She doesn't necessarily understand that. But it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if, like, we've already seen that in this series where, somebody talks to an alien, the alien speaks back in their alien language, and there's just a unique understanding. No need for protocol droids. She tries to lie and get out of it, and then Sol has a conversation with her about telling the truth, and then they go back, and May gets all angry and pissed off, and Osha wants to become a Jedi, and they're going to discuss it. And then they go to their room, and May burns her fucking diary, which sets, I was going to say concrete walls, it may as well be, sets rock walls on fire. Rock floors on fire, which then our understanding is supposed to be that then that destroyed some power generator, which then just happened to kill everyone. I don't get that. I want to actually go to the bit. Oh, also too, when May falls, like Sol comes running in and yelling for both May and Osha. Fall. Oh, we heard that, right? The witches are all screaming as there's a big explosion above her. And then these guys are standing on the edge. So May falls down. Osha's there. Sol's there. And he can't force grab her? He can't force grab her. He runs. And grabs, like, this is, she could have jumped to that rock herself. So probably could have May. And instead of Sol using the Force, he just grabs her, cliffhanger moment. Like the movie cliffhanger moment. And then they come out and, like, everyone's dead. All the witches are dead. They run past her mother and her mother's dead. Again, rock on fire. That creates a massive explosion, destroying the power generator. I don't know what it was, destroyed something, which then caused all of these people outside of that area to die. I just don't get it. There's something missing here. And again, if the Jedi did this to take the children, then we are beyond, like, well beyond the good and evil sides of Star Wars, of George Lucas's Star Wars. This is going to a place where, again, Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Never has been, never will be. And this is evidence and proof of that. This one episode, in fact, the entire series so far is proof of that. The writing quality is horrible. The directing is horrible. The editing is horrible. We went through that edit, where not really an edit, but it's more the fact that they directed Sol to get up off his chair so that he could take 2 steps to his right and sit on the floor, sit on the step to have a conversation with Osha during the testing. Change the camera angle. Mountain's on fire. A rock mountain is on fire. Osha wakes up. This is where you kind of think the episode's going to end. Sol's like really emotionally invested. Starts crying with Osha. And again, if these are the Jedi that created that situation to happen, like, why is he so upset? Why would he be so upset? Says you'll be fine. I'll be your master. You can be my Padawan. I don't think that's how that works necessarily. And that's where I thought the episode was going to end. It cuts to May. She's standing at the tree that we started the episode at, and that's where the episode ends. Wow. This part was comedic. This part was so fucking funny. Gross, but funny. I just don't even know. I don't even know. If George Lucas was dead, he'd be rolling in his grave. I can't imagine if he was to watch this episode, even watch this series, how he would think or what he would think. He's already come out plenty of times and says, you know, the original 6 movies are his philosophy, and everything that they've decided to do is steered away from it, including Dave Filoni's stuff, mind you. Came out recently and said that nobody at Star Wars and so nobody at Lucasfilm, Disney Lucasfilm, understands the Force, and that's very evident in this episode. Very evident in this episode. And I would almost say, like, that she mentions during this ceremony thing that, you know, people out there think that what we do is use dark Force or something. I can't remember the exact quote or the exact line. But yeah, if you're using the Force to create life, and I also find it funny too that if it wasn't, let's say, Plagueis, well, see, to me it is Plagueis that created Anakin. He just didn't know that he did, right, in the Plagueis book. Obviously, Disney has changed that to make it that it was Palpatine that actually created Anakin, right? And I find it funny that Darth Plagueis, who was studying midichlorians and stuff like that, let's say it wasn't him that created Anakin, and even if it was him that created Anakin and what he had to go through to actually be able to get to a point where he could create life using the Force, and these witches just do it, you know, it's good. I guess they got to do it better than a man. Anyway, I just honestly, I don't know what to say about the episode. I can't even review it. It's that bad. I don't even want to go through the episode again. I mean, I've given you pretty much a synopsis of what actually happened. This is laughable at this point. I have no doubt that by the end of the week, by Friday, when we get to Casual Rage and we actually break down this episode, I'll have some more thoughts on it. But at this point in time, the destruction that this episode does to Star Wars, and then the like May's motivations for how she wants to, what she's doing here in regards to, like I said, killing her sister. She'd rather kill her twin sister, right, that she just said in a previous scene that she loves and all of this kind of thing. What? Osha promised that she would lie to the Jedi and then she didn't. Right? You lied to me! Was enough for May to want to kill her own sister. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. This is the most expensive Leslie Headland, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, therapy session I have ever seen in my life, and has no connection to actual Star Wars other than the fact that you get name drops of Jedi, you see lightsabers, and there's the Force. Obviously, for the witches, it's not the Force, it's the thread that you pull. Beyond a joke. I don't know. We'll break this episode down on Casual Rage. I hope you guys have got some thoughts out there. Help me process this episode. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this disastrous episode. This Frankenstein's monster of a mess of Star Wars series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on Friday for Casual Rage for the breakdown, and we'll see you next week for episode 4. My God, episode 4. Far out. We're nearly halfway through, and it's just a... Oh. Anyway, later, guys.
Put a ticket in and make your name gay!